Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and thanks for joining us for another video. The other day we saw a huge milestone in spaceflight with Starship's 5th full test flight that was very notable for the fact that the booster returned to the launch site and was caught by the launch tower. This has sent space denialists into a frenzy, trying to claim that all the SpaceX footage was fake and CGI. Even though there were big independent channels like NSF and The Everyday Astronaut that have their own cameras broadcasting the launches from near Starbase, and they were broadcasting their own streams of the launch at the same time. And there were crowds of people who'd gone to watch the launch in person and record it themselves. Though one of these clips has seemingly sent some people grasping for straws, because Karen B has done a video claiming that the SpaceX launch was fake. She's found a video that was posted on X by someone called Thomas Vicruta. In fact, he posted 2 videos that he took of the launch, one showing the launch itself and then the other showing the booster returning and landing. But in front of him are some other people also recording it on their phones. And on one of the phones, we get a closer view of it when the camera zooms in, but it doesn't appear to show a rocket on the screen. So these people are now arguing that this is apparently proof that the rocket was CGI, and apparently somebody forgot to CGI the Starship onto the phone screen. Now, unsurprisingly, this was not the only video posted online from people who were there recording the launch. Within just a few minutes of searching on YouTube, I found multiple videos posted across lots of small channels from people who were there recording it. And pretty much all were posting uninterrupted video from launch right the way back through to landing. In most, you can see crowds of people who were all there watching it, many viewing from boats located in front of the camera. Now, the first big question in my eyes is, if it's fake, then that means the booster wasn't really landing, but it's strange how everyone in view is tracking and reacting to the booster so perfectly. I mean, that's almost as strange as they managing to CGI all of these views from different angles so perfectly, with all little details like the disturbances in the clouds as the booster comes back down, and the shadows casting off the rocket trails from on the way up, all matching each other, and yet somehow these people managed to forget to copy renders onto phone screens. Especially since I even found a video that someone had taken from their house from a completely different angle, and yet that all still matches up. But there is another explanation as to why we can't see the rocket on the phone screen. If we take a look at the footage, we can see that the booster is coming in from people's left and the tower is on the right. Now, looking at Google Maps of Starbase, we can see that that would put everyone located to the north of the launch site. And we have all these people on boats in front of the cameras, which means these videos are being recorded on the far side of water away from the launch site. Now, the boats could have been in Boca Chica Bay, right next to Starbase, but we can see in the videos that there's a lot of raised land blocking most of our view of the facility. We can only see the towers, none of the buildings or tank farms, which means these people must have been located further north. The next strip of water is Santiago Pass at the tip of the South Padre Island. So this is where the videos were shot from. It's 5.1 miles from the launch tower. A quick hunt on Google Street View and we can see this sign on a patch of grass near the water that appears in the video footage. So this is where the video was taken. And we can just about make out the launch tower in the distance on Google Street View. Now, looking back at Thomas's video, it seems that the phone in question is located pretty much next to the sign. And Thomas happened to also tweet some photos of himself there as well, and on one of them we can see him standing next to these wooden logs. Now, according to Google Maps, that puts him about 11 meters or 36 feet away from the phone. So we're trying to see detail in a phone from that distance, which is already going to be a challenge. But then consider that the screen we're trying to view is a phone with a wide-angle camera lens trying to capture something 5 miles away. So the rocket in that phone footage is only going to be a few pixels anyway. We can just about make out on that screen what looks like the large cloud left behind after launch, as well as where the horizon is. Here is a different video showing a high-resolution wide-angle view of the landing, and you can see just how small the booster is in relation to the cloud. So again, on that phone, the booster would be a matter of pixels that are then being recorded off of a screen from 30 feet away by a camera that isn't focusing on the phone, it's focusing 5 miles in the distance, which we are then viewing as a video after it's been run through Twitter's compression and saved as a 720p file. Now, I put this to the test as best as I could. I found a video of the landing that kept a wide view like we see on the phone. I then loaded that video up on my phone, and I set a camera up as far away as I could from the phone, which in the end was about 9 meters away. And then I recorded the phone playing back the video. And what is apparent is that the rocket is very hard to spot on the screen. It only really becomes apparent on the wide views when the engines initially ignite and you get the big flare up. But the phone recording in question isn't in the frame when the engines flare up. And mine is a 4K recording, whereas Thomas's Twitter post is only a 720p video, so a much lower resolution. Honestly, expecting to see a clear view of a rocket 5 miles away recorded by a phone is pushing it, but then expecting to see a clear view of a rocket from a phone recording from 5 miles away on a screen then viewed 30 feet away by something that's not actually aiming to see that screen seems kind of desperate. Especially since, like I highlighted earlier, this event was watched and recorded in person by hundreds, if not thousands of people. And all of their footage, at least everything that I've found so far, perfectly matches each other. And that, I think, is going to wrap this video up. As always, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video and you haven't already done so, then please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.